Hey Legacy Builders, welcome back to Mind Your Money. Today I'm just doing a paycheck budget closeout of the second paycheck for February. My lighting is a little bit dark because it's gray outside. It was raining all night. There's still snow on the ground. So I don't think we're going to get much sun today. So we're going to try to get through this and not have too much glare. I hope you can see clearly. I'm going to walk through what we're doing with this budget, and I've been using these stick notes because they've just been helping me because things change every now and then, and since we're doing our February budget a little bit differently with the bills in particular, I want to make sure that I track what bills are paid. And this is what happened, y'all. I paid our Spectrum bill, right? If you remember when I set up this budget, I accidentally wrote in the actual column $80 because that's all we had left out of the $680 we need to put aside each week for all of our bills for the month, throughout the month. Spectrum went up by $3. I can't even count because I was so upset. $8.99 minus $92.99. Yeah, $3. So what I did, even though it's going to say 80 here on my budget by paycheck worksheet, we paid $93. I was like, look, forget the penny, just add the penny in. $93. I used $3 from my next month's bills account to cover the increase. And this is something I've been saying for a while, and I think it's helpful to anybody who might be on a tight budget. If you can put a few dollars aside each pay period into a future bills or next month's bills or 1 month ahead account, please try and do that, because this is what helped me, so that we had that money saved, so we're not scrambling now or in a pinch where we don't have the money to pay the bill and the Wi-Fi either gets delayed or they add a late fee or they cut it off. Like, it's 2025, we don't want bills being cut off anymore. So I would suggest, and this is not financial advice, this is just based on my experience, all right? Put a little money aside each week. Even if you could just do $1, try to get ahead of bills as much as possible and have a cushion for your bills when it gets like this, because I was not expecting an increase. I didn't get a notice that there would be an increase. It just happened. I went online to pay and boom, $93. So I used $3 from next month's bills. I transferred it directly into the bills account, and then I paid Spectrum. Geico got $125, so that was fine. I was a little bit short on my credit card, so I transferred $4 household account to cover the automatic credit card payment, because, moving money around sometimes is just what you have to do. But thank God we had the savings. So our paycheck was less than what we expected. I already did a little adjustment to what we were using. Now, we plan to use $1,000 this paycheck for February 14th, but we have $900 to work with. And that's just from income number 1. So the total budgeted income is $900, and we are going to do a zero-based budget as always. Okay, we're sticking to the plan. We're sticking to the plan. To whom much is given, much is required. That means diligence. That means praying consistently, without ceasing, without stopping. That means staying on top of what's going on with your money and everything else in life. So we still have our top priority to build the cushion in the bills account. I'm not going to stop that. And then we have our emergency fund, right? That's built into our budget for the next 2 months, February and March, because for the first 90 days, we have to build the emergency fund. So when I was adjusting, when I was pivoting with the budget, with the money, I said the first place we're going to take from is our mortgage, because we're putting more aside than we need to each week, and we're already ahead of it. So that can take the cut, so we can still pay the other bills, and then we can still put some, buy some food, buy some groceries. Because Fidelity investing is not getting cut. Emergency fund is our top priority. We can't cut that. Our tithe is based on the percentage of whatever we're using, so that would automatically be reduced or increased depending on how much we have to budget with. Cash is not negotiable. Why? Because we need laundry money, because we need cash to do that. And one of our top goals for the first 90 days is to make sure that we build up enough money, we save enough money for our Q2 stock up. So the cash is a part of that, so we couldn't cut there. So the only place we could cut was how much we put aside for next month's housing costs. So Our tithe is not $100, and I don't know why when I was planning the budget, I started writing out the actuals. I think I was just really tired that day, and I had not had any coffee. Because our grocery budget is so tight, I haven't even been able to buy coffee creamer. So I have not had coffee in over a week, and it's a little rough on your girl, but it's a short-term sacrifice, y'all. I keep reminding myself that it's a short-term sacrifice. So $90 for our giving. So that's done. I did that. Savings is still $75 because we're putting $75 towards the Save 300 challenge for February. And so that's what's happening. We're going to do that. And then investing is still $35. We're not doing anything into Robinhood right now, although it is on a drip, so all of my dividends are being reinvested. You know, if there's dividends this month, then great, they're going to be reinvested. So we're still doing something. We're still making money while we sleep. Even though there's been ups and downs, again, not financial advice, we're still investing for long term. Silent growth. Okay, and now for cash, again, $30 is going into the black binder. That's for household expenses. And $30 is going into the brown binder. That's for savings challenges. That's to help us with our stock up. So that is done. And then bills, we have, it's not going to be $680. It's actually going to be $590. And let me make sure I did that right, because sometimes my brain was on lunchtime for a little bit. $385 going aside for the mortgage, $80 for Spectrum, and $125 for Geico. So yeah, that is $590. And just in case you are wondering, just so that you could follow along, we have a bills account, right? Our Spectrum, I paid it for $93. I used whatever cushion we had in there plus the $3 extra from next month's bills to cover it. So I paid $93, but from this budget, we're, basically we put $80 because that's what we could transfer. So I used the cushion in the bills account to actually pay the bill. So I hope that's not confusing. I hope that makes sense. So we're done with that. We did everything we needed to do there, except for I need my correction tape again. Big White out to the rescue. Tasha was on lunchtime when she did the first video. $385 for the mortgage, $125 for Geico, and this was paid. And then $80 for that. Nothing to the buffer or the cushion in the bills account because we already had made some moves behind the scenes. Okay, now, $50 is left behind for food. I have not done all of the grocery shopping I need to do for this payday up until probably about Monday or Tuesday, because I'm waiting for my husband. We're going to do this together because he's not eating carbs right now, and there are certain things, like we've already shopped the pantry and shopped the refrigerator, so we know what we already have, what he can use, but we have to figure out snacks for the kids and like milk for the baby, which is not bad because it's regular milk is way less expensive than formula, and she's not drinking formula on a regular basis now. It's just like every once in a while. She's mostly eating food and drinking milk. She's eating solids and drinking milk, and so I have to wait for him to figure out how we're gonna work this whole thing out. So we still have $50 allocated for food. I did go grocery shopping. I spent like $3, but that would still leave us, even if I spent actually $378. It's tight. $46.22. We have $46 still left. So that money is still allocated for groceries no matter what. I'm not going to close. I'm closing out the budget, but this is how much we have for food until the next payday. So let's add up our bills. $590 plus $385 plus $125 plus $80 plus $50. Nope, girl, you did that wrong. $590 for the bills, which is why it's in a little box here, and then $50 for food, which is $640. That's what that is. Okay? So And nothing for purpose funds. I don't even have the money to stretch to put over there, but that's fine for now. We did hit our other goals. We hit our top priorities. So, well, at least one of them, the emergency fund. And I can't talk too much and add at the same time because I get confused. 75 plus 90. $900. Boom. There it is. We have a zero-based budget to close out and nothing left to chance. Every dollar was given an assignment. 10% of our income went towards giving. For savings, we're going to do the math for that. We're going to divide the amount of money we saved by the amount of money we budgeted with, and then we're going to multiply it by 100 to get a percentage. 8.3, which is 8.3%. So 8.3% saved this paycheck, which is an increase from last week, but we did have less money to work with, so there's that. 35 divided into 900. Multiply that by 100 to get the percentage of 3.8. So we're up 0.4% from last week for investing. That's not bad. I hope you could see that too, because I'm sorry if you couldn't see my calculator. I didn't check the camera to make sure. I'm so sorry. So we have a zero-based budget. We know what we're working with. I'm glad I was able to make adjustments and still keep most of what we need to get most of the most important things done. We still gave, we still saved towards the emergency fund, and then we still have money for our investing, which will come out next week, and we still have the cash. And I did pull out the cash, so I'm going to use this to do the cash stuffing on Tasha's money and stuff in a few, and make sure we have money to build up our savings over there, because we're already mid-February at this point. By the time you see this video, we're going to be closer to the end of the month, so we got to get going. We're like 50 days in, so we have 40 or so more days to make our goals become reality. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I did a Q1 goal setup, and this is what my goals are for the first 90 days of 2025. Save an additional $900 in the emergency fund using challenges, which are in my 12-month simple budget planner. Okay, link down below. Save for Q2 stock up using savings challenges in my fan bank envelope. I've been doing that on Tasha's money and stuff. And then the third one was to buy a new laptop and a new iPad. So really, what I'm trying to say is we're still going to be working towards those goals, and I'm glad we're sticking to it, because if we have to pivot, we pivot, which we did, and we keep working towards where we want to be. And I hope you are too. I hope the video was clear and easy to follow along with. This is our second paycheck budget for the month of February. We're already done. I've already started pre-planning for March. Like I'm getting ready, just moving with the times. And my next video is going to be me projecting a budget for February 21st. I hope you stay tuned for that, and thank you so much for being here for as long as you were. Say hi, baby. Hi. And remember to mind your money, y'all. Manage it well and live your lives abundantly. I will talk to you in the next one. Bye for now.